Welcome back, everyone, to Arthur's Dishonorable Adventures. So, in the last episode, we went to the Mayor's Ball. It was pretty awesome. Lots of people that we probably disliked very much. A symptom, the kind of a representation of what's going on in the world. There was army men, there was dictators, there was corrupt mayors, and there was oppressed Indians. But also Evelyn Miller, a free-thinking guy who wants to help them. So we've met all those guys, but we've also come away with it with 3 tips on jobs and how to earn money. Because we are on the run from the Pinkertons. And they're not going to let up. So our plan now is to get out of the country and move to pastures new. And to do that, we need money. Cool. Okay, well, let's have a little look around the camp, see what people are up to. Ooh. If I'm not mistaken, there's a job that we can undertake.
There he is, old Arthur.
Miss Karen?
The strong, silent, manly one of us.
You're drunk.
This ain't drunk, Arthur.
It smells drunk.
Well, then don't smell it, you stuck-up piece of shit. Goddamn you.
Take it easy, Miss Karen.
You got some guts, kid. That's for sure.
Hey, that's John chatting to his son. We very rarely see that, and we missed it because of pissed-up Karen, who had nothing of note to tell us. We missed a nice father-son moment. John trying to connect with his son after the internal turmoil of who he is. Damn it. I would have loved to have seen that. Stupid Karen. You keep your drunkenness to yourself, girl. Okay, we have got 2 things going on. If we look at the map. Wow. So we've got a coach robbery with Lily. And we've got hunting with Pearson. Well, we can't pass that up, can we? We've not really had the chance to speak to Pearson and hear more about him. Let's help him search for crayfish in the swamp near Shady Bell. We don't need to go all the way around there, do we?
So what do you think of this place?
You folks sure move around a lot.
Well, I should get back to it.
Okay, Arthur.
Right, soon enough it's going to get dark, so I wonder if we'll be kind of locked out of this task if we don't get there pretty sharpish. Or maybe night time is just the ticket. Yeah, we're outside the confines of the camp now. We're allowed to run. We need to run. Okay, so we've got Herr Strauss. I don't want to talk to him, but I don't want to activate it either. I don't think we need to activate it. I think we can slip by him without doing that.
Mr. Morgan.
How you doing, mate? I'll come back to you, but I'm interested what Pearson's going to show us here. Search for cranefish. This beautiful moonlight. Ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Sure, old man.
Enough of that old man nonsense. I'm in the prime of my life.
Oh, I'm sorry. How you getting on?
Bored. You see that swamp, Arthur? That's God's own pantry. What are we eating? Venison? Come on, let's go gather some crawfish. See what else we can get.
Crawfish?
Yeah, crawfish. Finest eating there is. It's not just crawfish.
No. There's monsters out there that'll eat a feller for fun.
Oh, Arthur, I thought you were a man.
No, sir. When it comes to prehistoric monsters, I am very much a coward.
Head for those trees across from us and we'll take a look. On the starboard side.
For what?
My left, your right. This is a boat, Arthur.
Okay. Whatever you say.
Okay, go slow so I can see. My eyes aren't what they used to be. Oh no, ground is too high here. Keep following the shoreline.
What exactly are we looking for?
We're looking for low ground and a lot of muck.
Pearson knows his stuff, doesn't he? I'd like to know his background. He's not a particularly likeable character. He's a bit of a snivelling dude.
Pull us in over there.
But he's inoffensive, isn't he?
Come on.
And he obviously helps out the crowd.
More than crawfish in these waters.
Stop your whining, please. It's beneath you. This is the place. Now tell me, Arthur, have you ever birthed a cow?
No.
Right, it's nothing like that, but it's equally as gruesome if you're squeamish.
You're really selling this, aren't you?
How is it going to be like birthing a cow? Whoa. They don't stay in these things, do they?
See this hole?
Yep.
Well, it's sort of like a natural trap. Just want to stick your hand and watch. And there! There, you see?
Good. Well, seems easy enough.
Uh-huh. Let's go find another hole.
So, how long were you in the Navy?
Here we go.
Oh, years. Well, it must have been a year, at least. Or close to that.
That's quite a range.
All water under the bridge now. No pun intended.
He's also very guarded about his past and very sort of
There, another crayfish hole. You see it?
unclear about it.
You try this time, Arthur. And remember to reach down deep and get right in there. They like to dig in, the little blighters. Best not to think about it too much.
It's like birthing a cow. Rotate until you find this crayfish. There we go.
Got something.
That was a good
Oh,
mechanic.
nicely done. Why don't you see if there's any more down there?
There was a bit of haptic feedback. A bit like picking the lock.
I bet there's more down there.
There we go.
What did I tell you? Okay, come on. Let's try another hole. Won't be much of a gumbo if we don't find some more.
Crayfish gumbo. So this is obviously introducing us to how we can get hold of these crayfish. Or crawfish.
Talking of other creatures. There.
Those gators?
Yeah. 3. And they're female. Must be guarding nests.
So...
Gator eggs. Really valuable. Even better eating. I'd love cooking with them.
Okay.
Tell you what. I'm gonna sneak over to the other side of them. Draw their attention. And then run like hell. Now, assuming I don't get eaten, you go plunder the nests.
That's your plan? You're madder than I thought.
Shh. I've done it before in Sumatra. It's easy.
I've heard that line before.
Oh, ye of little faith. Wait here, Mr. Morgan.
Just sort of admiring our hats. We've got very similar hats. Unknowingly. So we've got to go. So Pearson's moving away and we've got to grab frickin' alligator eggs. And are they sitting on the eggs or is the nest nearby? I've got a gun here, we could just shoot them.
Follow me, you big dumb monsters!
Right. Follow me, you big dumb monsters. Right, search the area for eggs. Ah, so this little island, maybe. Hell yeah. Is that it, or is there more? No, there's definitely more. I hope they're not coming back. Oh, there's more over there. More over there. No, they're definitely coming back. We've got to go. Surely there's no more to be had. Am I missing something? I'll return to the boat now. It let me off. It let me off. I'd hate if it said mission failed because I missed a fourth nest. Now, I slightly feel bad about that. I'd feel better about killing them than taking their eggs. 'Cause at least they're not mourning the loss of their eggs. Whoa! Is that one after me now? It is.
All right, sir, take us back to the dock. Excellent.
It was, you know.
That's what I call teamwork.
I don't think I've ever seen you move that fast.
People pay a lot of money for those eggs. I'm told there's a collector in Saint Denis who gives top dollar for them. For millinery, of all things.
Yeah, because who doesn't want a hat with an egg on it?
Well, this has been very pleasant. Very pleasant indeed.
Well, it's good to not get to know you there, Pearson. It's good not to find any more information
That
about
was
you.
fun. I must get out more.
Is that your idea of fun, is it?
Oh, what? Thank you. Here, have some crawfish. And give me some of those eggs.
Hey, maybe you could hatch that, get yourself a new friend.
There's a thought. A new reptilian best buddy. To replace Micah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Even Pearson knows that Micah's damn snake. Friends with benefits. What's this? Come to me. Complete a companion activity in each camp. Well, strictly, this isn't the last camp that we have, but maybe this is the only camp with that now has activities in it. We do move on at some point, but maybe the circumstances dictate that we can't do that kind of thing anymore. Just a random tennis racket.
Pearson,
Hi there, Arthur.
need any supplies?
Always. You can never have too much.
Right. So it's night time. There's still stuff to be had. Should we look at the map and just see what's going on? So, Leopold Strauss, there's another bounty. That might be fun to do. Mary Beth again, we can speak to. What's this? Rustling with Uncle. Wow. Head to Hillhaven Ranch to rustle some cattle to sell to Clay and Clive for cash. Oh, so they take cattle as well, do they, those guys? I thought it was just horses. There's something for Bill there, but that's locked till later. Right. I think we should go and... Goodness me. A question mark? Dutch mentioned that the gang might be able to help Evelyn Miller with lobbying officials in Saint Denis on behalf of Rains Fall, the Native American chief. There's not much of a question now. Right. Let's go and do the wrestling with Uncle, I think. So it's kindly introducing us to different things that we can do. So we can shoot the hell out of lots of alligators, steal their eggs, and sell them to people in Saint Denis.
When I was a little boy, some men came to my village. They accused 5 men of spreading rebellion and heresy. They took them into the streets, stripped them naked, castrated them, and fed them to the pigs while the rest of the village was forced to watch. One of those men was my uncle. Another was a friend of my parents. And you know what those men had done? They had suggested that the men of the village demand a fair wage from the local landowner. That not that he share all that he had, just that he give enough that the people might live. Of course, Mexico could be a land of plenty. But the people with the power there, they rather kill than share the smallest little piece. All my life, I think about this. Most people are thieves because they steal the lives and the hopes of others.
Most people are thieves because they steal the lives and the hopes of others. Well, that's what Dutch does, is give people hope. And recognises people with a cause. And Javier's got a cause that aligns with Dutch's. You may have seen it, you may have not, but on my channel there's a video about my theorising on the DLC, if there ever is one. And it talks about Javier. And he ran from Mexico under pain of execution, I think. And Dutch picked him up, but he still's got a lot of anger and resentment about the country that he loves. He'd sure rather be in a glorious Mexico, a land of plenty, than here. But that land at the moment doesn't want him there. So, but he does obviously go back there eventually. We know this.
Arthur,
So I'd like to see a DLC
get over here.
going into it that a bit more. Uncle.
What you want?
Oh, don't be like that.
This is a good one. Yeah, it always is with you. Until we start getting shot at.
Well, have you ever been shot at by a cow?
Whose cows?
This drunken rancher up at Hill Haven Ranch. He's such a flop that we could take a whole marching band up there and steal, and he still wouldn't wake up. And he's a son of a bitch. He said unkind things about me.
No, it ain't all bad then.
I owe you after last time. This could be my make good.
I don't know.
I need you. You know those two bastards that buy stolen livestock.
Sure, I know them. I don't like them.
I'll give you 60% of the take.
How many cows?
I don't know, small herd, I guess. 20 maybe?
20, huh? Come on.
You don't want to follow Uncle into one of his jobs.
Okay, let's mount up.
On the face of it, they look amazing, but there's always something that goes wrong. Kind of the reason we're here right now.
Where's this ranch?
It's right in the middle of Scarlet Meadows, just past the Rhodes turnoff.
So we're going back on ourselves a little bit, but that's okay.
So how'd you find out about this place?
I've been hanging around the saloon in Rhodes a bit.
Rhodes?
Yeah, the barkeep there gossips like a fish wire, and a couple of times he's mentioned how this rancher's a fall-down drunk these days. Sounds like he don't know his ass from his armpit half the time.
You sure you ought to be hanging around Rhodes after everything that happened?
What do you mean?
I mean, it ain't gonna do your health no good if they find out you ride with us.
Nah, it's fine. I was never there at the same time as you boys, and they'd never reckon on a distinguished old feller like me, running with a bunch of reprobates.
Well, just be careful. Yep. How old are you, anyway?
Well, let's just say I was born sometime between the fall of 49 and the fall of Rome. And my second wife always used to describe me as ageless, though she did leave me for a younger man.
Well, maybe we should cut you open and count the rings of whiskey.
Now, I'm ready for my retirement, though. Let me tell you.
You've been pretty much retired from the moment I met you.
I mean the tropics, you know, the real deal. What Dutch is talking about. That's why I jumped on this opportunity. Sooner we get enough money to leave, the better. Dancing girls with flowers in their hair, warm sand, cold beer. Ooh, that's how I'm gonna see out my days.
Well, I'll believe it when
We're
I
gonna
see
cut
it.
up this way.
They're all holding out for that impossible dream, aren't they? This is more like this. A little bit of backstory.
All right,
Bit of context.
let's get up there on foot from here.
Pearson.
Don't want the horses clopping around outside the window. Come on, let's take a closer look.
Oh, he's just had a wee.
Oh, shit. Look over there.
The hell? Who are these clowns?
I don't know. This is the first time I ever seen anyone else here. Let's sneak up closer.
What? Where the hell you going?
I think I got a plan.
I want to hear about your plan.
I'm doing the best I can, so shut up.
Hurry up and be quiet.
You said he was a drunkard. You said that we could play the fiddle and we wouldn't wake him.
I was talking in a metaphor. Now hurry up.
Oops.
Oh, what's a metaphor?
You're a jackass. That's a metaphor.
Well, you're a son of a bitch. Well, that ain't one. Now get back to looking out. And shut up.
What do we do? Do we take them down?
So, what now? I thought you had a plan. I ain't so sure now.
Christ. I'll take care of him.
No. Have we got anything in stock? No, I'm not carrying any knives. Oh, yes, we are throwing knives.
Shit, you hear that? Get your gun out. Move up.
That's not going to work now, is it? Just the two of them, was it?
Well, come on, you better break the padlock. My lockpicking skills ain't what they used to be.
What a surprise.
Where's the pilot? Oh, it was there. What was that flew off then? A hinge, maybe?
That was loud.
Yeah, well, we ain't got time. You said he ain't gonna wake up, and we ain't seen him yet. I'll get him out. Right up next to the house to keep him from running off on us.
Okay, so I guess we've got to get them out this gate. So if we go round... Let's just grab these two down the bottom. Florida Cracker Cow. There we go.
Move it!
No, I didn't mean to do that.
Up!
I think this guy's stuck. Here we go.
Yeah, yeah!
So we've got to take them all the way to the Clay Twins. Not the Cray Twins, the Clay Twins. We'll get a bit of money. Right. Let's see if these guys are worth looting. Rifle cartridges, Miracle Tonic, and can't get access to this guy. Very easily, there we go. Okay, where's Rochambeau?
What the hell? I'm being robbed! Damn you, goddamn robbers!
Sorry, mate.
Shit!
Oh, he knocks himself out. I missed that little sequence because I wanted to shoot him. So he is pissed up all the time. Okay, well his eye was off the prize, wasn't it?
Yeah! Let's go!
So we are a dab hand at herding. John, however, doesn't know how to. When we herded some sheep, he was told to... he didn't have time to learn now. But he owns a ranch, so he needs to learn a bit quick.
Keep moving! Yeah!
Going the wrong way, right? They seem to be guiding themselves, which is cool.
Come on! Whoa!
Easy work. So we got the number right. We got about 20.
Go!
But I think we might have left one or two back at the back in the enclosure.
This don't seem to be going right. Let me help out.
I'll keep on this right side of them then. Try to maintain constant speed behind the animals. Careful not to trample the animals. from behind.
Up, up!
There they are. Oh.
Move it!
Get in there. Is this the right field? I'm hoping so. There we go. Well, they're in. That was expert. No problems. Other Claytons. One's slightly slow. There's no more. Do you want us in there?
Well, hey there. What you got?
Cattle.
Well, I can see that. Whose cattle?
Yours now, if the price is right.
Well, I can give you $50.
Okay. $50 each times 20 cattle.
No,
then-
50 total. This is old Squeer's cattle. He knows me. I can't do better than that. I'll have to move him right away.
We'll take 200, friend.
But I got costs.
150.
75 and not a dollar more.
100, and I don't shoot you.
So menacing. Why pay your friend here? Bye now. Be careful out there. This is nasty country.
There. Don't forget to put some in the pot.
Oh, of course. Like I told you, easy.
Sure, I guess.
I'm headed home. You coming?
Nah, I'll see you later.
I wouldn't mind going home.
Thanks for the help with this, Arthur.
That's a pleasure. So, mission complete here. So, what's next? What's going on in the world? Ooh. Marco Dragic is all the way up here. We've not had cause to visit up there yet. So maybe that's worth a trip. Where are we now? We're here. We've got nothing for the trapper. I'll tell you what. Let's go and mop up this Leopold Strauss mission. Head back to the camp. Should have gone with Uncle. Uncle.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Uncle's pleased about this plan of moving to Tahiti. Quite fancies himself, sunning himself with a tropical drink. And women in grass skirts, as he described it. So, 3 jobs. That's not very good, Fox. 3 jobs on the cards. We've got a bank, we've got a trolley station, and we've got a casino. And all 3 promise big bucks. But we're not ready for that yet. So let's head back to the ranch, check in with everyone, and then maybe see Leopold about this this mission to this loan sharking mission. Right, see you in a bit. Right, I've changed my mind because I've just remembered there's a bounty here in Rhodes. So I think that'll be good, and while we're here we can actually pay our own bounty off. And weren't we to speak to Olden as well about a different mission? About carriage? I think we were.
Glad you dropped in.
So we can't...
that information you asked for?
Ah, we can find out about moonshine.
So, do you want this, Arthur?
How's your luck?
Need something more specific this time. A wagon full of moonshine.
Well, you might just be in luck.
I knew I picked the right fella to speak to.
So let's inspect that. So we had a mission from a guy who wants a shed load of moonshine so he can run his invention. So bridge in Bluewater Marsh, north of Saint Denis. Look for a wagon coming south. Should be carrying a load of moonshine bottles in the back. Drive careful with it. X. Now, I wonder if this robbery tip is marked. North of Saint Denis. Yes, it is. It is. Okay, so that's opened up to us. And we got another stranger mission. Goodness, right. Well, let's go for that because this bounty's not going anywhere. But I'm wondering, this stranger mission might, if it tips to daytime. Where are you? Over here somewhere. So, exciting. A stranger mission, we've no idea what it is. Probably someone we haven't met.
You're leaving me, huh? Sure. Yeah, well, leave this then.
What's going on here? Prisoners, intervene.
What you fools up to?
It's Mr. Black's fault.
His fault, the darky white. Although I don't know why they call him that. Look at him.
Don't you start now.
I'll knock the color clean off you. Come on.
And I'll tell you, you lily live it.
Enough! You two fools look like you've just run off a chain gang.
Yeah, what of it?
What are you doing?
Starving.
They got bounty posters for us all over town.
And we can't go into town to get supplies.
Say, mister, maybe you can do us fools a favor. We ain't bad guys at all. He's okay. Even for a darky.
Shut it, you pasty-faced streak of piss!
Yeah, I had up to here with you.
Enough! Do your goddamn favor what you want.
Maybe you can go into town and take down them wanted posters of us.
Okay.
Maybe meet us back at the campfire in the woods and tell us how you did.
Maybe bring us a little bite to eat.
Don't push your luck.
Nice fella.
Yeah, you love nice fellas.
Don't you start up again. Just shut up.
You shut up!
Take down the wanted posters around Rhodes to stop bounty hunters searching for Mr. Black and Mr. White. Okay, and are they? Where are they? Are they in random places? Let's look in... Let's look in here. There's a reward for Mr. Black and Mr. White. There we go. There's also a reward for Mark Johnson, who evaded capture years ago and is still at large. Maybe that's the bounty that we're about to go and get up at the sheriff's office. So wanted for the return of escaped prisoners. Mr. Black, Mr. White, $40 each. Capture alive. Escapees from chain gang still at large. Both considered dangerous. Last seen in the vicinity of Rhodes. For rewards collections, contact the Rhodes Sheriff Office. That's $80. One of £5. So can't we just go and grab them ourselves? Because they've got no guns. Are they still there, though? Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's happened?
What's his name? What's his name? You want to play games, do you?
doing?
Come on then.
No!
Let's
Get
play.
off of me! Ow!
How's that?
Stop it!
You brought hell down.
Thank you. How I even managed to stay faithful to that goddamn psychopath as long as I did. Out of his mind.
You should get out of here. I'm sure this attracted some attention.
Well, we looted it and didn't get a great deal. But let's go and see if we can get $80 for these guys. Are they still here? No. They are not. Okay, so we need to find 4 more posters, and then maybe it will sort of activate them back in that area. And then maybe we can get the bounty ourselves. So what we're doing here is making sure no one else gets the bounty. And then, but where are they? Where are they indeed?
Mr. Black and Mr. White. Interesting.
Ooh.
How much I drink?
Mister, I need that poster. There's been a recall.
I weren't born yesterday. This one's mine, so you can go and get your own.
Right, I need to ask him. I need to demand it.
Out of the damn.
You taking liberties,
down.
boy?
Right, there's a witness. Where? Where are you, witness? Where? Where's he gone? Let's go and get him. Don't want him to call the cops, because we need this place quiet. Oh, he's gone round there. He's going. Where's he gone? Ah, you toss piece. Okay, well, let's go back to this guy and get the bounty, and then let's go and wait this out a little bit. Okay, that's 2 fans. We've taken it off a bounty hunter. Right, let's stay out of their way and circle back. While he investigates that, maybe we can find something over this way. So that was stuck on a lamppost or something. Let's just wait for this to expire before we go back in. Aha. Something on this post here. There we go. So 2 more. Will there be one in the sheriff's office? Ah, there's something here.
Ain't as bad as you made out there.
Bad. They worse than worse.
You always was one for gossip. Jethro Minglethorpe. Gossip. But as usual, you're spreading lies.
Lies?
Every fool knows the charges were trumped up.
But the darky killed a white man.
Jimmy Holdaker had a weak heart. He died of a heart attack.
Nonsense.
And Samson Black was set up. Everyone knows Judge Amory took a bribe.
You don't believe that, do you?
Sure.
And you call me a gossip? Anyway. How's your Tom?
He's fine. Just fine. And Marlene?
Still with us. Have a fine day.
So So it's interesting. They're all kind of debating the legitimacy of their crimes, or at least the legitimacy of their sentence, and they're all at cross purposes, which is funny. So it's kind of morally setting us up. Do we let them go? Do we help them? Or do we cash them in for the reward? There's another one over here, which this guy needs to move.
Hey, move. I need that poster.
Oh, I'll move, all right. How's this for moving?
This what you wanted? Oh, hell. Your days are over, you son of a bitch!
Go on then.
You're dead.
No, put that away.
The man's a menace!
Okay, we got away with it by threatening him with a gun. Accidentally. Okay, 5 of 5. Got you. Right, hat. Come on. Why can't we pick this hat up? We can kick it along the ground, but we can't pick it up. Oh, there was something there. There we go.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, man. Right. So we've got a choice. We can bring them in alive. Now, I've not had the pleasure of that. Of bringing 2 people in alive. So I'm just wondering if we're going to try and hog tie one of them. The other one's going to be free to do as he likes.
How do you do?
Right, okay, let's go to these guys, the chain gang. Oh, no, they're over here. Silly me, silly me, silly me. No, it's not. There we go. So where are you at? Right, how should we do this? Can we shoot one in the leg? Just get both of them. Should we just go shoot one and then have $40 for the other? Because we need them both alive. Or one of them alive at least. I really want to hand them in for the bucks. By holding this, are they going to be suspicious of my motives? Shall I put it away? I might put it away.
Hey, friend.
Hello.
How was it in town?
Pretty hot. There's quite a price on you boys.
It is so unfair. I didn't do nothing.
Well, they said you was wanted for murder.
It wasn't murder. It was self-defense.
And you killed a farmer?
Well, firstly, I would have, but he died before I could. And secondly, well, he had it coming. I don't like to say.
Well...
Burn posters. Burn the posters or capture the conflicts for the bounty. Well, there we go.
Just leave it there. Shit.
Sorry about this, gentlemen, but I need the money. You boys are coming...
Right, I've hobbled them.
Lordy, no!
Right, hog tie him.
Bitch! No! Sneaky! Greedy bastard! Almighty!
Okay, well this one, I've hobbled him so he's running away, but he's hurt. I don't think that mattered to his speed because he's got the he's got the things on him, the shackles. Burn the posters or collect the bounty. Well, I don't think.
I am. I swear. Let me go.
It's on deaf ears, mate. I've got bucks on the brain. deaf ears.
Let's get you to the jailhouse.
You know what they'll do to me? For killing a bastard that needed a killing?
There's you thinking I care about anything other than the price on your head.
Cold bastard!
So I'm going to get Rochambeau, put this guy on Rochambeau, and then pick the other guy up and walk him. Right, and then you can follow me, and we'll walk with you.
Now he's got both of us.
We got out together, we'll go back together.
Do you know what? I'm just going to put you down, because I reckon you might have at least something in this camp that's worth having. Got some kind of tonic over here. Gin, which I haven't got any more space for. We can also... No, we can't. Crack an apple. Well, everything's full.
Come on, man.
Oh, Rochambeau, you stuck on some textures again.
Let's see if the sheriff's pleased to see you, eh?
I'll spit in his eye, and I'll spit on you when I get the chance.
Yeah, Rochambeau's following.
Whatever it was, is your business. Mine's the reward money.
I should have known what you was when I saw you.
I wonder if this conversation is going to escalate to where we know that they were innocent. And we've got a chance to let them go at the very end. It was kind of set up as we walked around. There was conversations about people thinking they were nasty pieces of work, other people suggesting that they didn't do it. Or if they did, they had good reason. So this town isn't operated by the Greys anymore. It's been taken over by a new sheriff. One that doesn't harbour resentment against the Braithwaites, because the Braithwaites are gone.
It ain't too late. Let me go.
Not letting you go, mate.
Got one of those fellers ran off the chain gang.
I knew they was round here. Put them in the cell.
Damn you, traitorous bastard.
Where is the cell? There. So, is it just going to put them both in? No, we've got to come back with the other guy.
The other one will be in shortly.
Good work, son.
Damn you to hell.
Where's Roche? You horrible bastard.
To leave my lady's pistol on the table.
Yep.
Where's Rochambeau? There.
Let's get this over with.
Yep. $80.
Two makes a pair.
Well done, sir. Well done. Put them in the cell for me.
Only thing I'm guilty of is trusting a greedy, no-good traitor. I'd be long gone if it wasn't for that bastard who brought me here.
That's the price for the two escaped convicts.
You know, they were all right fellers, so this'll weigh heavy on me. But the coins will help.
Stuck in another cell with you.
Watch where you're going, moron.
Isn't it? We only got $40 there. That's terrible.
Go to Rhodes. Trust this fella.
Someone had to take the reins.
Well, maybe if you weren't a bully and a blowhard and you listened.
I'm gonna do plenty of listening stuck in here with you.
Lord help me, please.
Damn useless.
Running away weren't my idea, okay? The other one, Black, he had the plan.
Yeah, remonstrating.
Sheriff, you got to look at my case. There was extenuating.
circumstances. Okay, well, what we'll do is we'll just park ourselves here, and we're going to read this newspaper. So I always sort of leave these to the end of the episode, just in case anyone that's watching doesn't really fancy wading through these things. But I always find them really interesting. There's lots of different laws and little clues on what adventures we might find going later on into the world. There was one about Princess Isabeau that I found very interesting. Her getting kidnapped and still no trace of her left 10 or 15 years ago, or whatever it was. And there is a trail to be had. I haven't come across it yet. I had a little tip from one of you guys, Messiah Quinn, but I couldn't get to the bottom of it. But let's read this paper. So, scores dead in blood feud. Braithwaites versus Greys. Braithwaite Manor burned to the ground. Sheriff Grey killed. Most of the families believed dead. Rhodes in pieces. The feud between old plantation families, the Greys and the Braithwaites, began almost a century ago and has come to a head on the streets of Rhodes in a bloody shootout. Most of the Grey family, including Sheriff Lee Grey, perished in the ambush as the streets pooled with blood. Witnesses at the scene of the battle say bodies littered the streets. Soon after, apparently in a bit of reprisal, several men stormed Braithwaite Manor, executing everyone. So they don't know it was us. The plan of sort of getting them to fight against each other and making the world think that, it came off. There was just no gold. The historic plantation house was then burned to the ground. The fire could be seen for miles as local rushed to the scene to find out what had happened. Officials do not know how many perished and will need to spend several days searching the ruins to determine the exact number. Almost all of the Braithwaite family are believed dead, although some family members remain unaccounted for and some were believed out of town. Telegraphic and telephone communication erupted in the hours afterwards as friends and loved ones reached out to find what had transpired. Service for the dead will be held in the coming days. Next one. A cautionary tale. Railway path brings decline. Tumbleweed residents fret at future. The once bustling town of Tumbleweed in Gaptooth Ridge, New Austin, is growing quiet. The shops sit mostly empty, the blacksmith is idle, the population is dwindling as wagon after wagon of families leave. Since the railroad bypassed Tumbleweed in favour of Armadillo, trade and commerce has moved away. The last holdouts fear that there exist not much future for their dear town of Tumbleweed, and it will become another casualty of the technological advances that have blighted so much of our westward expansion, with controversial Sheriff Samuel Freeman presiding over a dusty, soon-to-be-forgotten relic in the desert. So that's a place that we will go to that exists in the first game in 1911. And Tumbleweed, the people of Tumbleweed are resentful of that expansion. Technological advances. Announces Riverboat Grand Corrigan high stakes gambling nights. High rollers, debutantes and card sharks will be welcomed aboard the Grand Corrigan Riverboat in a series of high stakes gambling nights arranged to stimulate the tourist industry in town. Moored in Saint Denis, the Grand Corrigan is said to be the most opulent riverboat of its kind, still in operation, and those who have spent the days of travel aboard said they scarcely wanted to disembark once reaching their destination. The staff are famously attentive and impeccable. The cuisine is some of the finest ever experienced outside of France. The linist and millinery are imported from Italy. The high-stakes gambling nights become something of a legend, with some of the biggest and richest men of the industry meeting to raise bluff and bet incredible sums, some said to exceed the cost of a team of horses. Is moored in the area for a few weeks in preparation of resuming luxury travel service. So I think that's the boat that we're thinking about robbing. But I wonder if we can go there and just spend some time as punters. Be interesting. Grand champagne reception to be held. Mayor Lemur's annual party. Well, we went there. Music and fireworks. We enjoyed those, and we witnessed the high society. The elite and politicians of Saint Denis are waiting for their invitations to attend the annual champagne reception and gala held by Mayor Henry Lemur at his exquisite mansion on Flavian Street. Known as the richest and most extravagant party of the year, it is considered the highest honour to receive an invitation to attend. Invitations have been sent, ball gowns and fine suits are being made to order. Champagne has arrived by boat just 2 days ago, enough to fill a swimming pool should Mayor Lemur choose to build one. The annual event is a highlight of the year, and many yearn to take part, as the women wear spectacular dresses, and the men carry pocket watches and other fine accoutrements worth a year's salary for most working folk. This year's affairs promises to be the biggest celebration yet, with music playing, people dancing, and even I didn't see many dancing, and even culminating in fireworks display, which we saw. catch a glimpse of the beautiful and splendid guests. Well, we saw they weren't beautiful and splendid. There was a lot of people in this of this world that we will meet later that we won't particularly find splendid, let alone beautiful. Submarine in the works. A modern marvel will be powered by steam, similar to the 1860s Southern Navy model. Jack Yanner was only 10 when the war between the states ended, but he remembers the stories of how Southern ingenuity resulted in the invention of an underwater boat or submarine named the H.T. Abernethy that played a part in the war. Under a contract with the US Navy, Yanner is currently working on a submarine based off the original design, but rather than being human-powered, it moves via internal combustion engine, while on the surface of the water and electrical power when submerged. I wonder if this flies in the face of what Marko Dragic is doing, because that seems similar to me. He hopes when it's completed in 1900 it will be the first submarine commissioned by the Navy, while the Abernethy killed 2 crews during testing and ultimately sank during the battle when it was too close to its own torpedo explosion. It did ultimately sink the Northerners' Navy ship. There are also plans to possibly power the new design with steam, similar to a competing submarine currently in development in France. Well, I wonder if that's Dragic. Who knows? Opera singer Rhodes, well, that was us. A wealthy socialite and self-trained opera singer who most recently travelled to New York to sing on Broadway was robbed while travelling through Scarlet Meadows. The ruse began as a man purporting to be in the business of throwing musicals. Stopped Mrs. Damson and asked her for an audition. Happy to oblige, she sang. And the accomplice hiding in the thicket. While she was singing, he snuck into the back and nicked all their stuff. Upon making a report to the local magistrate, she chastened him for not hunting down nefarious elements in the region and allowing wanton robbery and thieving. Mrs. Damson had recently returned from her performances in New York, wandering off-key on the viciousness of the New York press. Motorised lawn power patented. Imagine never again having to swing a scythe. Charlie McInroy has filed a patent for a motorised lawnmower powered by paraffin.
Come on, move already.
Banks worry of crash. J.C. McKnight warns investors could repeat panic of 1893. Prominent New York financier J.D. McKnight spoke to a group in New York Friday, saying that the economic policies of the United States could create another financial panic within the next 10 years. In the next 28 years. Is it 1927? The New York crash? I think so. McKnight also helped to rebuild Saint Denis after the Civil War, an act that prompted the city to build a statue in his honour. Critics contend McKnight is an opportunist, carpetbagger, and benefited from the crisis. Savages in the swamp. Residents of the Bayou area are on edge as reports circulate of murders and robberies committed by a stealthy group of swamp dwellers, commonly referred to as night folk. Now, we were in a dwelling with skulls outside of it. I wonder if that belonged to the night folk. Believed to be responsible for the murder of Doris Whitcomb. Attacks have escalated and citizens are warned to avoid the area. These elusive swamp dwellers are thought to be a feral outpost of illiterate, interbreeding people living in deplorable conditions, devoid of even intelligible speech. Violent, sneaky, and dangerous, they communicate with savage grunts and clicks, and according to one man who fought them, they behave as savage beasts. Travel is discouraged. The wildlife photography of Albert Mason is on view at the Field Collection in New York. Oh, well, we helped with that, didn't we? Furthering the photographer and the conservationist pledge to promote the preservation of America's remarkable but fast disappearing fauna. The beautifully captured photographs feature coyotes, wolves, wild horses, alligators, and eagles. In a prepared speech at the gallery, Mr. Mason said he is humble in his achievements, had some harrowing close calls, and told attendees it is remarkable he survived to publish the photos. He expressed hope that Americans in the future will pursue wild animals with a camera and flash bulb rather than a hunting rifle. Well done you. Another blood in the heartlands. Another bank coach found itself the victim of a hold-up, this time in the Heartlands region, with politicians demanding something to be done to stem this space of robberies and allow for the regular flow of commerce. Coach robberies have become commonplace of late. Cool. And this is old Jeremy Gill about sturgeon. I recommend you use a spinner or a man-made lure during overcast weathers. You'll find a fish far more delicious than the Germanic monstrosity could ever know. Once considered a nuisance fish, they are remarkably delicious. Lanahatchee River Delta. So these are all tips about where to find these guys. Okay. Well, we're in Rhodes. We shouldn't be. We should be down near Saint Denis, continuing our quests. But I think the next episode, what we might do is maybe do this for Leopold Strauss and then that for Mary Beth. That's what we'll do. And we need to fit some hunting in sometime, don't we? That's for the Professor. Or maybe we should clear these up. I don't know. I'll decide. Maybe we should work between these two. And then when we go up to here, do a bit more hunting, see what's in this area, defog this map a bit. And then go and see Marco. His lab in Dover Hill. Well, we've never been there, have we? Great. All right, we'll do that. Thanks, folks. See you in a bit. I have an unlikely dream that one day I shall be able to make this content on a full-time basis as my job, and it's a dream you might be able to help me with. If you enjoy what I do and want to see more of it and contribute to the channel's longevity, then please head over to my Patreon page for details on how you can do just that. Thanks for watching.